Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to and what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour, take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder. And f*** all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought.
I can tell you that 7 years after Freddie Gray, that was 2015, spring, April, May. This is 2022. Communities like Sandtown, all we saw then and now in terms of investment was a renovated Western District Police Station and a new funeral home. That's what West Baltimore got. A new police station and a new funeral home. What kind of optics are they? Was Freddie Gray any different than 1968 Baltimore riots? Dr. King's passing, killing, murder? This is the same?
No, it wasn't. I mean, I think, well, first of all, people who are being violent and burning, that's, you know, all that's the same. But the point is what was the cause and what were they attempting to register?
I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns.
I love you.
They deserve an ounce. It's got next. And I'll be quiet. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking
Started. Good morning, good morning, good morning. First name's Doni, last name's Glover. In it to win it for the long haul, baby. We're winding down. We are winding down to the last 2 weeks of the year. And then January's coming up next. How you doing out there? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Man, I'm like that first sip. About time for a new coffee cup, coffee mug, what do you call it? You know the darn thing is. I guess we're gonna have to get one with the logo on it. With the fresh Be More News logo or the Black USA that logo. For those who don't know, my name's Doni Glover. I've been a journalist since 1994, beginning right here in Sandtown. Started off with as the editor, actually the co-editor of the Sandtown Winchester Viewpoint newspaper. That was 94. Was at Coppin at the time. Met the likes of Dr. Calvin Burnett, Zachary McDaniels, and Professor Bob Cataliotti, and Professor Judith Wilner, and Ron Collins, and Hugh Carey was even up there back then. That was our choir director from Dunbar, who had at that point moved his career to Coppin State. I started actually at Morehouse College in '83, a whole decade before. Experienced some life, and thanks to the support of my loving dad, rest his soul, I went back to Coppin. He paid for one semester. And I got a couple of scholarships that first semester. So his money was seed money that first semester. Didn't have to go back to the well anymore. Was able to make my own way. Education is very important to me. I know that education can change one's trajectory in life. I'm a big proponent of college, university. Some people need to go other routes. There's the military. I would highly recommend you go in there with some ROTC or officers candidate school under your belt. Otherwise, you're going to be on the front lines to get some education. Trade school. One challenging thing about the military is a lot of people find it challenging to transition back to society after playing or dealing with that soldier state of mind. It's not always easy, especially if one's exposed to war zones. Iraq, Afghanistan, so on and so forth. We saw with our soldiers who went to Vietnam. Countries are quick to put their 18-year-olds on the front lines. Once they get into that war zone, they're not the same person. And the question becomes whether or not they can transition back to society. So college, military, at work. My mother had 3 rules. At 18, you are leaving. College, military, at work. Pick your poison. But what you are not going to do is lay here on this sofa. Lay here in this bed while mama go out to work, while pop go out to work. You think you're going to lay on this bed, lay in this bed all day, 18 years old? You better have a plan. We knew at 18. I knew at 18. My siblings did. They're older. But at 18, sayonara, senora. Hasta luego. Went down to Atlanta, spent a couple of years down there, did fairly well. Life hit. Moms took ill and soon transitioned on. And so while everything had been peachy keen, my world was turned upside down. And that's a part of life, adversity, getting hit out of nowhere. That's a part of life. You just got to hold fast to the things that prayerfully one's parents, grandparents, guardians taught you. You know, the basics. Don't lie, don't steal, honor your word, be a person of integrity. Stand for something. Let your name mean something. Don't dishonor the family name. Some are fortunate to find what they love to do. I think when you find what you love to do, you find your purpose, it's not work. Oftentimes, though, before we actually find what it is, many people never find it. But if we're fortunate to find what we love to do, it's my understanding that we ought to do it and do it with love and do it with passion and give it our very all, whatever that should be. Some people choose medicine. I went to Dunbar after 2 years of poly, where I figured out I did not want to be an engineer. Ended up going to Dunbar, school full of health professions. Not that I wanted to be in the health professions, but I knew daggone well I didn't want to be an engineer. Poly did 2 spin kicks on me. Summer school, no summer job, studying algebra 2, trig, and physics, but learning. We are to learn. I think that's the most important thing, especially as a young person, learning, getting some skills under one's belt so that we can become employable or even start our own business. I think before you start your own business, though, you got to learn how to sweep somebody else's floor. I grew up in a funeral director family business. So in essence, I've been in the family business my entire life. When we give events, Kelly Nagel asked me most recently, can I bring my children? No, I can't come because I can't bring my children. No, please bring your children. And let me tell you why. I remember being dragged around to meetings, political fundraisers, wherever dad had to go. If your parent is an entrepreneur, quite likely you're going to be right there with your parent. So we welcome all children, whatever the age, newborn on up, because I understand as a product of a family-owned business that that's just the way it goes. And we want our parents to feel welcome to bring their children. We want the children of these business people, professionals, to understand that mommy, the daddy has a job. People count on them. And so it gives us a taste of what's to come. And then we politely pass it on to our own children. My daughter ducks me out pretty well when I give an event. She's very good. Oh, no, I got something to do. But I've been able to get at some events. Actually, at my first book signing, first big event where I had the book signing for Unapologetically Black. I remember because I still have the photo of her at that event years ago. And it's funny how time flies. So one of the big challenges, and this is not what I had planned on talking about this morning, one of the big challenges with children, running a business and having children is the balancing act. Because if you're a conscientious parent, like me, you're always trying to balance it. You're always trying to find balance. It's a balancing act. You got to run your business, but you got to be there for your children. And sometimes those things don't all happen on the same page, not at the same time. You don't want to miss important events, of course, prom, senior day, her first play, his first play. Because you can't get those events back. At the same time, if you're an entrepreneur, your business is very demanding. Demands your attention. If you're going to be successful, I think Frederick Douglass said it best. When we find a man who has ascended heights beyond ourselves, who has a broader range of vision than we, who has a sky with more stars in it than we have in ours, we may know that he worked harder, better, more wiser than we. He was busy while we were asleep. He was awake while we were idle. He was vastly improving his talents while we were wasting ours. Success is not automatic. There's a formula. And every person, every entrepreneur strives to find that winning formula, what works. Sometimes, especially in building a business, there's great sacrifice. Everybody's not going to be pleased. So before you even start that business, you got to know who's on your winning team. Because not everybody understands what an entrepreneur needs, including the person laying beside you. I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. Quite often your help will come from strangers. Oh, hallelujah, amen. Look to your neighbor and say, neighbor, oh neighbor. When you're running a business, when you're trying to build something, quite often your help will not come from family and friends. That's just the way it is. Wipe the tears, get over it. Your help quite often will not come from those whom you expect to understand. It just won't. Sometimes you will find that your help will come from someone you never expected it from. Someone may not even be from your same community. your race, your religion. So be mindful of whom the good Lord puts in your life. You'd be surprised where your help might come from. You just would be surprised. You might meet a millionaire. I've had people help my business overseas who have been more helpful in 48 hours than people I've been dealing with for years. And what did that tell me? Get rid of them people, or certainly don't seek their help in certain situations. I think one of the best things you can do in business, though, is find your tribe. That's probably the best thing you can do in business. People who think like you, or people who complement or supplement your thinking. I think the mark of a good leader, be it in business, be it the military, be it education, wherever, a good leader is surrounded by really smart people. I think a good leader, you don't have to be the best in a variety of areas: accounting, payroll, personnel, hiring, human relations, legal department, marketing, sales. I don't know that anyone, just like in a political campaign, I don't know that anyone is a master over every aspect of a campaign. Too many. It's like being a doctor. You're not going to find a gynecologist, brain surgeon, oncologist, podiatrist, all in one. Specialties. So you got to find your tribe of specialists that fit what you're trying to accomplish. Like-minded people. I think the most expensive thing you can find in business, you can attain, is a team you can trust. The most expensive thing in the world, in my estimation, 57 years in a family business, the most expensive, most valuable thing that any business person can have is trust. Trust can take a lifetime to build, and all of 45 seconds to mess up. Trust. Good morning. All the way from Tampa, Michael Randolph, super fan. Michael Randolph, I have some unfortunate news to share with you this morning, Michael Randolph. Our dear brother from Sandtown, Malik Rahman, may Allah be pleased with his soul, has gone on. He's gotten his wings and gone on to glory. Malik Rahman. I want to take a moment. We've lost some giants this year. Brother Bay, Malik Rahman, let alone family. Lost a brother and a sister this year. I'm not one to broadcast it all over these pages. I think some things just private. But Malik Rahman, I met him here in Sandtown around 1994. Yeah. He had some health challenges. Something just hit him out of, bam. But we are not sad. Those of us of the faith know that if the good Lord allows it, we will see them on the other side. The song came to mind yesterday as I was thinking about him. A Christian song. We ain't gonna get into Muslims and Christians. At the end of the day, we all going the same place. We leaving here. But it's a Christian song called I'll Fly Away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away. Now, I will mess the words up to a song. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. My grandma used to sing a song called By and By. You don't know that song, do you? 325 in the Baptist hymnal. We'll understand it better by and by. That's what the elders in the church would tell you. Like, I don't understand this. I don't understand this Bible verse. I don't understand this. I could hear Miss Bessie Wilson down at Perkins Square Baptist Church. She said, you'll understand it better by and by. But that was my grandma's song, Grandma Flossie. That's the one called me Donnie Boy. Yeah, Donnie Boy. By and by, when the morning comes, when the saints of God are gathered home. And I used to mess the song up too. She'd be like, it don't go like that. I'd be playing it on the piano. I get all the way to the end and mess up the end. I'd play my own rendition. And Grandma said, it don't go like that. She was so serious. That's not the note. My grandma learned to play the piano late in life. She was 60-some years old, learning how to play the piano. And my mama, and I think briefly my other grandma at piano. Yes, I play the piano. Been playing quite a long time. But Malik Rahman, God rest his soul, a giant. If you know anything about politics here in the city of Baltimore, then you know I would be seriously remiss not to acknowledge Malik Rahman. He spent some time, this is Charles Dutton's cousin, by the way. He spent some time in the joint, as he would say. But wherever he went, he was a leader. Yes, he was a leader in the penitentiary. But he came back on these streets and became a leader in these streets in a productive way without having to break law. And I can name some heavy politicians. But Malik, in my book, is known as a foot general, a street soldier. As I shared with Wes Moore, you got to have some guerrillas. You got to have some people who know the streets, who are respected in the streets. Not everybody is respected in these streets. Some people have done some crud ball stuff and they can no longer hold their head high. They got to go into hiding or move to another city. But Malik, whether it was East Baltimore, Norfolk, Greenmount, or Sandtown, Gilmore, Lawrence, Mount Street, he was loved and respected and made a big difference for a lot of politicians. You name them. Elijah Cummings, Kurt Schmoke. We worked doing some gubernatorial campaigns. Traveled, brother, had a passport. Even been to China. I've not been that far. We got closer during the early Steele years. And Malik Rahman, he has a son. And may the village wrap their arms around his son so that his son always knows, and his youngest, that he is loved. You know, he has some adult children. So we are blessed. Wanted to acknowledge East Baltimore, EBDI, East Baltimore Development Incorporated, Cheryl Washington, Esquire. They had their stay and play, and we featured the Joe Mann's Black Wall Street Awards on Thursday night over at the Residence Inn, 800 North Wolf Street, hotel built by a black man named Ron Lipscomb, right there in the heart of East Baltimore. Many people who are at Hopkins or have family at Hopkins, they stay in the Residence Inn. We had a very nice event, had 19 honorees, most of whom showed up. It was a horrible, I won't say horrible. It was a day with very challenging weather. It was a day with the kind of weather Thursday where you're like, oh my God, I wish I didn't have to go today. windy, cold, overcast. And then all of a sudden it just cleared up. And we honored, like I said, 19 legends in East Baltimore. And of course, the week before, we had a celebration with 43. So we've honored 2,000 people. My last count was 1,900 plus, but shucks, we honored 63 people this month alone. We've been on a roll. New York, Baltimore, D.C., Richmond, Atlanta, New Orleans, Birmingham, Las Vegas, Tulsa. We've honored 2,000 people with the Joe Mann's Black Wall Street Award. And one of the kindest words of encouragement came from Joe Mann's son, Joshua, who said, "Thank you for keeping my daddy's name alive." My daddy would always say how we have to protect the family name. Talk about it in the Bible, Psalms, I think, or Proverbs, about a good name. How a good name is revered, respected. That's why we have to not do things. Now, when you're trying to have a good name, you can't be associated with certain behavior. You want to mar the family name. You don't want to contaminate. And if we make mistakes, and we are human and we will make mistakes, the hope is that we can get to correct those mistakes. But more importantly, learn the lesson. Not only what not to do, but why we ought not be doing it. Like selling drugs, like being a predator, selling drugs to your people, heroin, cocaine, crack, being a predator, being a leech on your community because you were too lazy to go get a real skill. Talking to somebody out there. Somebody's okay with standing on the corner slinging poison to your community. Let me tell you what I'm going to be working on. Got some things on my desk. Kevin Hart, Kevin Garnett, Jamie Foxx. Now, I thought you dudes had money. I thought you were millionaires. Why are you pushing my people into sports gambling with your stupid ass commercials? Don't you have money? You couldn't find anything else to do? Yes. I've been approached before, not on sports gambling, but on payday loans. People paid for me to go out to Chicago. I won't drop no names. Paid for me to go to Chicago to learn about payday loans. Okay, thanks for the trip. I took the trip. Yes, I did. I got pictures. But I'm not pushing no damn predatory payday loans on my people. And I don't have $1 million. Maybe $1 million in spirit. Actually, $1 billion, $1 trillion in spirit. These cats actual millionaires. So you did all of this entertaining. And now I'm mad. Because it's not like you're a buffoon. The good Lord gives you a great platform. Make fancy movies. Box, what do you call them? Breaking all kinds of ticket sales. Blockbuster, that's the word I'm looking for. And you still have a need to find something as boneheaded as sports gambling to push on your people. Kevin Hart, you were my favorite. You ain't my favorite no more. Because now I see you would do anything for a check. Kevin Garnett, I thought you made money slamming the ball. Jamie Foxx. What happened? Am I the only one that sees this? You're doing commercials pushing gambling. And if you haven't been touched by gambling, keep on living. Because there's some people out there falling into this gambling thing because they're pushing it on all the TV stations. 13, 11, 2, 45. Kevin Hart has the audacity to say in Maryland. Huh? Tell you what, you keep on gambling, you won't be going to see no Kevin Hart. You won't be going to no Kevin Hart shows. He'll be the only one laughing. I mean, just imagine this. Imagine if Harriet Tubman was a sellout. I ain't calling them a sellout. But can you imagine if Harriet Tubman was a sellout? Oh, I got my freedom. Them 1,000 people over there, I don't know what to tell you. Because that's what we look like, sellouts. You're damn right I said it. You got money. You couldn't find any other gig. The gambling industry done bought our black celebrities, and because they say it's okay to gamble, now we all hitting the phone, gambling, betting on everything. They're giving out testers like the dope man on the avenue. So at least the dope man on the avenue know who he is. Does Kevin Hart know who he is? Kevin Garnett? Jamie Foxx? They do these little skits, he, kiki, kaka, all up in the face. Okay, but you're a multi-millionaire, son. And you telling your people to go gamble? How disconnected you are, son. Clearly, you don't know what you're doing. Now, for you people don't know what to do with your money, a fool and his money, or her money, soon depart. I don't even like to go to the events down Casino Live because there's a vibe in them casinos. It's an ugly vibe. Nobody want to talk about it. I'm going to tell you, it's an ugly vibe in them damn casinos. See people spending money they know damn well they ain't supposed to be spending. It's hard to watch. No, I don't want to go to no events at the casino at all. That's why I have yet to do an event. I've looked into doing events at the casino, but God always stopped it. It never happened. And if I got anything to do with it, it ain't going to happen. Some well-known business leaders, oh, you should go to Casino Live. No, you go to Casino Live. You bring that old negative vibe. What Kendrick Lamar say, don't kill my vibe. The casinos will kill your vibe. You're there for one reason. You're there for a business event. Next thing you know, you're over there on a one-armed bandit, knowing damn well you ain't paid your gas and electric bill. Oh, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. That's some crackhead behavior. Same thing, chasing something that ain't there. Gambling is a wicked one. But we'll soon find out. And the worst part is $186 million in 9 days of sports betting. But we got classrooms in Baltimore City without no heat, without no air. All of us going to hell. Every single one of us. Because we agreed to it. We listened to what them lying Democrats have told us. And lying Republicans. But in Maryland, it was the Democrats pushing it. Because remember, early pushing, they was like, no, 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 no. But as soon as O'Malley came in, oh, yeah. Yeah. And what's the number one promise? Money for education. I know I stepped on some toes. You'll get over it. The truth will set your black butt free. First, it was the lottery in 73, and then in 06, 30 years later, table gambling. Like we can afford it. People making multi-millions of dollars off of black people, white people, Asian people, Latinos. It don't discriminate, just like the dope line. It don't discriminate. And we fell for it. Just like we fell for Question K. They pushing Question K with red, black, and green colors. Like it's black. You black people fell for it. Oh, we want term limits. Listen, anywhere term limits is needed is in the U.S. Senate. Now notice, Donald Trump can screw up the whole world. Fox will talk about him like he's Jesus. As soon as Marilyn Mosby come up, or Brandon Scott, they demonizing him from the beginning of the broadcast to the end. Does that look racist to you? I mean, Donald Trump then did more bad things than all of the black politicians in Baltimore combined. Even the ones that got kicked out for stealing 15 grand, 35 grand, and 800 grand. Donald Trump's sins are more egregious than all of them combined. But they talk about Donald Trump like he's the child, like a saint. No, he's not. He's a despicable traitor. And you should demonize him worse than you demonizing Brandon Scott every damn day on the news. So tired. And it's not journalism. And the black people that work for Fox should just go jump in the damn harbor. I don't even see how you eat. Don't let me see you on North Avenue. Because we got questions for you. How can you do that? How can you take a job talking about your people all day, every day for a damn paycheck with your fancy glasses on, Kai Jackson? Shave that mess off your face. Donald Trump then destroyed the world, talk smack to people with mental challenges. The little girl trying to save the environment. He fussing with a 13-year-old little girl, doing traitorous things with Russia, selling, all kinds of backdoor deals. Never paid no damn taxes, because that's what the Republicans talk about, accountability, right? That's a bull crap. We should be ashamed of ourselves as Americans to tolerate this foolishness. And them J6 people, all of them belong in that jail. A traitor gets shot in war. A traitor, and I'll tell you what, everybody know it. Let black folks back during the Million Man March start climbing the Capitol walls. They'd have pulled out machine guns and sanctioned killing black people. But you ain't gonna kill your own cousin, Billy Bob. Billy Bob smoking weed in the Capitol. How disrespectful. And y'all have the audacity to talk about somebody else? That's just like the drug pandemic. Yes, I'm talking about the addicts in my alley. Talk about black people selling drugs, squeegee kids, but they never mention the white addicts all over Baltimore, breaking into vacants. And it came out in the news that over half of the fires in Baltimore are in vacants. And that's one egregious thing that the city of Baltimore and Brandon Scott need to tighten up on the backstroke. If over half of the fires are in vacants, why don't we have a task force? What are we missing? A B? A B? I don't know what grading system you have, but we didn't have that kind of system at Poly. They give you a 32 quick if you ain't know what you're doing. And somebody don't know what they're doing. I don't know how they do it in Mervo. Nah, son. Nah. Somebody don't know what they're doing, and we are dying. PM Smith said it. He gave the kids the keys to the car, and they're driving us over the cliff. Somebody's being taken care of. But like that lady said on the news last night, the lady who lost her brother down around on Edmondson and Carrick, going to the Chinese joint. Somebody stabbed up this developmentally challenged man. That sister is so hurt. His sister's so hurt. Horrible. And you're not going to have no good luck. I mean, I think people just don't care. People don't expect to live long. So they do cruddy things because they know they're going to die anyway. Sickening. You can duck man's law. You might be able to duck man's law. But karma's coming, buddy. Sister, man, little boy, little girl. Animals too. Karma is coming. God don't like ugly and care less for beauty. Yesterday, speaking of Fox News, let me tell you what Fox News missed yesterday. I want to acknowledge the only TV station that came out there. It was Channel 2, WMAR. Yesterday, S&F Caring Arms toy giveaway. A woman from the Cameroon. Bonjour, comment ça va? Très bien, merci beaucoup. Her name was Stephanie. S and F Carrying Arms toy giveaway. Over 1,000 people. Yesterday, Mount Clair Junction. Over 1,000 toys given away. 500 people fed. Only TV cameras out there was Channel 2. They let them same people would have been selling drugs or rioting or doing something negative. Press releases went out. The news doesn't want to report positivity in the Black community. The news doesn't want to report African-American cooperation. Don't talk about that much on the show, but I'm a big proponent of African-American cooperation, whether it's economic, whether it's social welfare, us working together. Quite often in this wicked world where the media often defines us before we even have a chance to introduce ourselves. Many of our African brothers and sisters have this preconceived notion of us, and many of us have a preconceived notion of our African brothers and sisters without even ever met them. Thank God for people on both sides of the Atlantic who can sift through the minutia and the bull and the chicanery that's dumped on us daily by mainstream, CNN, CBS, all of them. They want to tell you who your brother is. Remember, Muammar Gaddafi wanted to give Farrakhan $10 million. That would have been African-American economic cooperation. But the little narrow-minded elements of this government would do anything to prevent that. That's why you'll never hear anything good about Haiti. Because Haiti represented Black manhood, Black kingism, and Black queens sticking together, making a difference, chasing Napoleon and whipping his hind parts up and down the block. Napoleon got stomped in Haiti. That's why you'll never hear anything. I'm seeing all of these people last night on TV at the border, coming in from South America, flooding El Paso, Texas. But I'm also reminded when the Haitians came across and they had people on horseback beating these Haitians. We saw the pictures. We saw what racists do, and we don't like it. We ain't standing for it. How you like me to whip you? How you like me to run you over with a horse? Racism, such a diabolically evil thing. You hate somebody because of the color of their skin. That's why I hope your grandchildren are Black. For all of the races, I hope you have mixed grandchildren. Like we choose how we come into this world. Oh, I'm going to be Black. Well, I want to be white. Well, I want to be this. I want to be that. Like you got a choice. Never been done in the history of man. It's not where you're born, how you're born. It's what you do with the gift of life. How you spend your time, talent, and some treasures. We done met good and bad in all flavors and all races. We really got to move beyond this superficial stuff, because at the end of the day, nobody gets out alive, and no Brinks truck follows anybody to a cemetery. When it's over, it's over. People will remember one thing: what you did. Did you make a difference, or were you just a selfish, self-serving sack of crap? But anyway, the S and F Carrying Arms Foundation, Erica Austin Buck, let me tell you, this young woman did a phenomenal job. She does a show on this network, of course, Data Mall Sis. But Erica Austin Buck coordinated. She and her team coordinated a marvelous event. They had 100 BMWs who delivered toys. They had the Black Jeepers of the DMV that delivered toys. They had white folks on motorcycles. At least I saw some white folks look like they were part of a motorcycle group who brought clothes and toys. And just to watch all of these people little kids joining in, bringing toys and gifts for others who didn't have. It was Christmas. It was Christmas. If Christmas is about giving and sharing and being a blessing to somebody else, this woman from Cameroon, that's where Stephanie's from. Stephanie of SNF Caring Arms Caring Arms Foundation. She's from the Cameroon. That's a francophone country. That's why I was saying bonjour, comment ça va? Très bien, merci. Thank you very much. She and her team did a wonderful thing, blessing. And they didn't just do this toy giveaway in Baltimore. They came from Bowie. They were in Pennsylvania yesterday too. So as big as the one we saw in Baltimore, they did a big one in Pennsylvania yesterday too. I said, why do you do this? She said, we are supposed to give back. That's my West African accent. You understand what I'm saying? She said, we are supposed to give back. And yesterday, the sister and her team gave back. That's all we have time for today. My name is Donnie Glover. This is the week that we celebrate the holy season from the Christian perspective, which is unconditional love. May we all find room to forgive. But many of us also have to learn to set some boundaries. There's certain people that don't respect the boundaries. And the only time you hear from them is when they want something. Gimme, 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 gimme. Get rid of those people. 2023 coming around. You don't need no leeches in your life. Get rid of them. If they're not being a blessing, what do you need them for? I don't care how cute they are, how handsome they are, how rich or how poor they are. Whatever. Surround yourself with people that match your energy. You deserve it. And anybody that doesn't think you deserve it, they are not your tribe. You can do good by yourself. I said it. You can do damn good by yourself. You rowing the boat, think somebody else is rowing with you. Come to find out they drilling a hole in the boat. That's what happened when we let the wrong spirits in. And that's my advice to them people out there dating every damn body. You might want to take some time and spend it with yourself. Because you dating this person, that person, that person. Every time you lay down with somebody, you take on their spirits. You ain't did your homework. You better find out who you with. Everybody's so quick to jump in the bed. You better slow down. Big question for you. Baltimore got Johns Hopkins, the #1 medical research institution in the world, right here in Baltimore. Then how come we got one of the highest STD rates in the country? Is Baltimore one big damn experiment? I mean, what's the point of having Hopkins if everybody got VD? Just a thought. My name's Donnie Glover, and have a beautiful day. Good morning, world.